I am sick. But I started doing this thing that if I have a thought or a message that I want to share that I feel is important, that I just start recording. So here I am, recovering from a cold and feeling inspired to share. I have been strength training. I started strength training when I was about 11 or 12 years old. It was introduced to me as a way to get faster, more agile, and stronger on the soccer field. So I immediately said, yes, I want to do this because I had big goals. And I have been doing foundational strength exercises. I am 32, so 20 years since I started in a basement of a physiotherapy clinic down in Swift Current. Very basic. I also doing a lot of ladder drills. I was doing some box jumps, a lot of like footwork that I considered like strength training, which obviously now is separate from that, but just additional training. And it has gotten me here. I have continued to keep strength training in my life because I come back to the basics and the simplicity of what it can be in times where I don't have time, in times where I don't want to think, in times where I've had access to equipment, where I haven't had access to equipment, because lots of different strength training can obviously happen without equipment. Calisthenics, gymnastics is all body weight, potentially with or without external equipment such as bars or planks or things like that, like beams. And so, yes, it is this simple. We continue to use the alphabet and numbers over and over and over and over. They're predictable. We all understand them. We can utilize them. Obviously, there's nuances in how we pronounce certain letters, numbers, combinations that we put them together. Strength training is exactly the same thing. There's 6 structural movements that we can just repeat, and there's a couple in different categories, like pushing and pulling vertically versus horizontally. There's obviously lots of ways to do that, but when we structure our movements in this simple foundational way, strength exercise becomes accessible. It becomes then familiar, because when it's accessible and we understand how we can adapt it, especially when we start really very simple, then we can be consistent. That generates familiarity. And then when we are consistently participating in something, we start to see progress, we start to see results. We start to understand, okay, I truly can adapt this. I can strength train for 10 minutes today and know that that consistency and that amount of something that I did is going to then build and take me here to this next place. And understanding that it's not linear, understanding that there's ups and downs. That's why sometimes I've strength trained for 10 minutes at a time. There was a period in my life where I was able to go to the gym for 2 hours. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say that I utilized that time as well as I probably could have. I had a lot of other things going on in my mind that was driving me to that amount of time. I've disclosed a little bit of some of my disordered eating and some of the challenges that I had with viewing my body when I transitioned away from competitive soccer, since finding myself and growing on that. So if you're interested to hear a bit more about that, I've got some other YouTube videos that chat about it. But, there's been times in my life where strength training has looked very different. And there's weeks where there's tons of variety, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. I actually get to go to an hour CrossFit class maybe once or twice. And then there's other weeks where I get to do that like 4 times. Other weeks where it's like 10 to 15 minutes, like very consistently. And some days where it's once. Some days where it's 4 or 5, maybe 6. But that all spread out over time has brought me here. So if you are serious about getting strong, you want to be healthier, it is way simpler than you think. Let's keep it simple. We're almost going to keep it so simple. And tons of ladies are like, what? And I'm like, yeah, okay. Many things that we see in our lives are built on simplicity, especially things that we're finding that we have a lot of success with, and they're truly supporting us. So, like I said, what I would encourage you is, if you are serious about getting stronger, improving your confidence in yourself and what you can do and what you can manage in a day, and find more ease in your life because there isn't that concern of, am I going to be able to go on this hike that my family wants me to go on? Am I going to be able to get on and off of the floor to pick up my kids, my grandkids? Am I going to be able to go on this European adventure and see all the sites that I've really, really wanted to ever since I was small? Let's do it. Let's make it simple, make it accessible, and with minimal equipment. And of course, let's make it fun. So we're going to dive into all of those different ways that you can make strength training exactly what you want it to be. And reach out if you have any questions. If you resonate, leave a comment. I love absolutely hearing how other people keep strength training in their lives in all of the different ways that we know that we can.